So hello class, no? So welcome to the second discussion of income taxation. So particularly, no, in this video, shall be discussing ULB or Unique Learning Outcome B. Now that is to demonstrate mastery on individual taxation. So basically in this particular topic, no, shall be discussing how to tax individuals, so may it be income from business or income on compensation, okay. But I'll make this video in two parts, so this will be the first part of the video for taxation on individual. So first, we shall be defining some terms relevant to the topic individual taxation. Okay. So first, we have individual taxpayer. So these are individuals who are subject to final tax, capital gains tax, and regular income tax. So we need to say an individual taxpayer, depende kung ano yung tax na pwede sa kanya, may it be final tax, capital gains tax, or regular income tax. So depende kung ano ang source ng income ng individual. Okay. So second one is citizen, kasi for the purpose of taxation, yung citizenship, i-classify kasi yung classification of taxpayer based sa citizenship, so we shall discuss it later. So those who are citizens of the Philippines during the adoption of the February 2, 1987 Constitution, so those whose fathers or mothers are citizens of the Philippines, those born before January 17, 1973, the date of the adoption of the 1973 Constitution, of Filipino mothers who elect Philippine citizenship upon reaching the age of majority, and those who are naturalized in accordance with law. So they're called a citizen. Okay, so citizen of the Philippines. So when you say resident citizen, you are a Filipino citizen residing in the Philippines. Okay, so Filipino ka, pero currently you are residing. So dito ka nagsistay sa Philippines. Kasi there are non-resident citizens. So who are those non-resident citizens? So a non-resident citizen is a citizen staying abroad for at least 183 days, either as immigrant, so yung immigrant shall be considered a non-resident citizen. So immigrant are those who leave the Philippines to reside abroad as an immigrant for which a foreign visa has been secured. So again, nag-stay siya ng abroad for at least 183 days. Okay. Next, we have permanent employee. So normally ito yung mga overseas Filipino workers, they leave the Philippines to reside abroad for employment on a permanent basis. Yan siya. Okay, or a contract worker, so leaves the Philippines on account of a contract of employment which not require him to be physically present abroad most of the time. So shall not be less than 183 days. So take note sa 183 days kasi if magstay siya doon for less than 183 days, hindi siya makonsidered a non-resident citizen. Makonsider pa rin siya as resident citizen. So important yung 183 days na accounting. Citizens who work outside of Philippines for at least 183 days due to a contract of employment with a Philippine employer are not considered NRC because they are not considered employed abroad. Yan siya. So next we have resident alien, resident alien. So these are alien, an alien foreigner staying in the Philippines. No? So, they are not resident, for tax purposes kasi, ang alien is foreigner. So, ang term ng alien is foreigner. So, these are foreigners who are staying in the Philippines for more than 1 year. Yeah. That's for more than 1 year. Okay, next we have a non-resident alien. So, that's an alien foreigner who stayed for less than 1 year. So, yung non-resident alien, no, is actually divided into two. Engage in trade or business in the Philippines, or NRA-ETB, or not engage in trade or business in the Philippines. Okay. So, an alien foreigner who stayed in the Philippines for more than 180 days, no, consider siya na engage in trade or business in the Philippines. So, take note of the day, ha. So, if a non-resident alien, no, has stayed in the Philippines for more than 180 days, no, so consider siya na engage in trade or business in the Philippines. But if the non-resident alien stays in the Philippines for an agreed period not exceeding 180 days in a calendar year, so makonsider siya na non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business, or NRA-NETB. So, may yung difference ng dalawa. Kasi if you stayed for more than 180 days, you are considered non-resident alien engaged in trade or business. Or otherwise, if an alien, non-resident alien stayed here for less than 180 days, makonsider siya as a non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business. Okay. We also have special aliens. So these are aliens, actually including Filipinos, employed by, so these are, normally these are foreign corporations or foreign establishments na may headquarters dito sa Philippines. This include regional area headquarters or regional operating headquarters of multinational companies. Meaning to say, yung company is nag-exist, no, worldwide. So, may mga quarters or branches all over the world. Okay, we do have offshore banking units, no? So may banks na may mga transactions, no, or branch in other countries. We also have petroleum service contractor or subcontractor. So, if there are aliens or some Filipinos na employed by this three, no, the regional area headquarters, offshore banking units, and petroleum service contractor, they are considered special alien. No? So, why do we need to classify? No? If it's resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident alien, non-resident alien, and special alien, it's because may rules yan siya, no, for the purpose of taxation. So, shall be discussing that, no, later on. Okay. We also have mixed income earner. So, a mixed income earner, no, refers to an individual that earns a compensation income and then income from business or practice of profession and other types of income. So, the same mixed income earner, no, for example, employed ka, no, so, pag employed ka, may compensation income ka, tama ba? Or, and then at the same time, may business ka. So, and then, so therefore, may income ka from business. So, may compensation income ka, at the same time, may income ka from business. So, yung term, no, for the taxpayer for that is mixed income earner. Okay. So, we have the marginal income earner. So, this refers to an individual who do not have more than 100,000 as gross sales received for any 12 per month. No? So, yung taxpayer or individual who earns less than 100,000 a year. 100,000 a year. Okay. We have a minimum wage earner. So, yung minimum wage earner, di ba, yung receive salaries, yung base sa statutory minimum wage, no, for private sector and public sector. So, ang rules niyan, no, first, exempt sila in paying income tax. Exempt in paying income tax. No? Yung mga minimum wage income earner. Okay, so holiday pay, overtime pay, night differential pay, di ba? No? Night differential pay tayo. And hazard pay are likewise exempt from income tax. So sila minimum wage earner, no, for both private sector and public sector are exempt from income tax. Also, their holiday pay, OT pay, night differential pay, and hazard pay are likewise exempt from income tax. Okay, next. We have a minimum wage earner receives taxable income in excess of the minimum wage will be taxed on the excess but will not lose his or her status as a minimum wage earner. Yung explanation nito is that, say for example, may nagtatrabaho ka, and then sa trabaho mo you're earning minimum wage, no? So yung excess mo, meaning to say, your income mo other than the compensation, mo yung taxable, no? If may income ka pa in excess or aside sa compensation or parang mixed income earner ka. Okay. Receipt of other income during the year does not disqualify them as minimum wage earners. Okay, so taxable income received not as MWEs may be subjected to appropriate taxes. Yung sinabi ko kanina, no? Yung income mo other than the yung compensation income and you are earning lang minimum wage may be subject to income tax. Okay, next we have senior citizen, no? Yung senior citizen. So, yung senior citizen, residents, they are resident citizen and must be at least 60 years old. No? So, at least 60 years old. Okay. They are granted 20% discount. Diba no? Yung mga senior citizen, when they purchase goods or pag dine in sa restaurants, na so they are granted 20% discount. So, may mga establishments na ang ginagawa, for example, yung bill, then isang senior, so yung bill, i-divide ng 5 para makuha 5 pa yung dine-in, tapos may senior. Kasi yung iba, the total bill, ginag-grant yung 20% discount. No? So may mga restaurants na ganyan. But there are restaurants na ang ginagawa nila, yung total bill divide number of person, no, na nag-dine, including the one senior, divided by 5. For example, kung 5 sila nag-dine, then times 20%. Yun siya. No? To get the, ang purpose niya, to get lang the senior citizen share lang sa bill, no, sa cost sa bill. So, discount granted to senior citizen, no, are treated as tax deductions, no, yan, or sale of goods and services to senior citizens may be by select establishment are exempt from value-added tax. Okay, so exempt from value-added tax ang senior citizen. Okay, so also we have persons with disabilities, no, they're still granted 20% discount, no, to be claimed as deduction for businesses. Okay, so we're done with the definition of some terms, no? So let's have taxation na, no, on individuals, no, in particular, no. Okay. So we have the kind of individual taxpayer. So we have distinguished already, no, what is a resident citizen. Ano yung resident citizen, no? Ano yung resident citizen? Resident citizen, ano yung non-resident citizen, diba? Non-resident citizen. Then, what else? Ano yung resident alien, ano yung non-resident alien, engaged in trade or business, and not engaged in trade or business. So, as what I've said kanina, you need to classify individual taxpayer. It's because, no, yung taxable income mo, no, magdepende kung anong klase ka na individual taxpayer. So, it is important to determine the source of income of an individual taxpayer, no? So, whether from within the Philippines or without, because not all individual taxpayers are taxed on their tax on all their income as illustrated. So, ito siya. If you are a resident citizen, you are taxable within and without. Okay? If you are a resident citizen, you are taxable within and without. Meaning to say, so income mo sa Philippines, at saka if ever may income ka sa abroad, no, taxable yon. Okay? Again, if may income ka sa dito, at saka may income ka sa abroad, both taxable. So the rest, no, si NRC, resident alien, non-resident alien, whether engaged in trade or business or not engaged in trade or business, are taxable only within. Meaning to say, yung income lang nila sa Pilipinas or sa Philippines. No, so if ever this individual are also earning abroad, no, mean to say may income sila sa labas, then di na yan taxable. So, what is tax within and without lang, or meaning yung earnings dito at earnings sa labas, is yung resident citizen. Okay. So, next, we have the sources of income. No? Ano yung mga sources of income natin? Okay, first, we have compensation income. So, ito yung income na ma-earn natin if we are as a payment, no, for services under an employer-employee relationship, no. So, tax using the tax table. So, tax sila using the tax table. So, later on, so be discussing, no, the tax table. Okay, yung tax table. Basta yung yung employee, no, earning compensation income are taxed based on using a tax table. Okay, so we have business income. So yung business income arises from self-employment or practice of profession. Okay, so yung business income is either may negosyo ka or pinapractice mo yung professions. For example, accounting firm, no? So yung accountant, may firm, yung lawyer, may law firm. So they are practicing their profession also. It's still considered a business income. So this shall not include income from performance of services by taxpayers as employee. So, yun siya. Based pa rin tayo sa tax table. Okay, so both the compensation income and the business income use tax table. So mixed income, as what I've said kanina, no, are earning either may compensation income, no, at saka may business income din, no, or professional income. So those earning both compensation income and income from business or practice of profession, yun yung mixed income. Okay, so still, no, si mixed income earner tax using the table. So, passive income, no, these are income subject to separate in final tax. So, these are taxed at fixed rates from 5 to 25%. So, ito siya, you need to memorize, no? You need to memorize all these rates, no? So, first, we have interest on any currency bank deposit, no? Yan, we have 20%, no? Yield or any other benefit deposit substitute, yun sa bank, 20%. Yield or any other monetary benefit from trust funds and other similar arrangement, 20%. No? Okay, generally, the interest, no, are subject to final tax or subject to passive, are considered passive income subject to final tax. Okay? So, ano yung final tax? Ang final tax kasi, ano yan siya? The moment you receive the income, na-deduct na yung tax, related tax. Okay? Meaning to say, yung income you have received are already net of tax. Okay. Next, we have royalties in general. We have 20%. No? Prices, except prices amounting to 10,000 or less, which shall be subject to Section 24 or graduation tax rates. So, yung prices in general, we have 20%. But if prices is less than 10,000, subject na siya to tax table, the graduated tax rate. So, yung Philippine Charity Sweepstakes and Lotto winnings, 10,000 or less, that's exempt, no? Pero yung Philippine Charity Sweepstakes and Lotto winnings more than 10,000, basic tax na. So, mini taxable na siya, no? Using the tax table. Yun siya, no? Pero pag less than 10,000, yung PCSO winnings, exempt. Pero pag more than, kasi before, kasi bago lang kasi ito, no? I think it's effective sa train law na yung lotto winnings are taxable. Kasi before, all PCSO winnings are not taxable. But it was amended, no? So may bagong, I think it's part of the train law that yung PCSO winnings are taxable already, no? Okay, so royalties on books as well as other literary works and compositions are 10%, no? So royalties mo sa books, literary works, yung mga composition mo, no? That's subject to 10%. Yung income mo doon sa royalties, as either sa books, other literary works, and musical compositions, yung income mo doon subject to 10%. 10% na final tax. Okay. Next, for non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business. Okay, so as you've noticed, no, all are taxed at 25%. Kasi si non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business are taxable, no? All income niya taxable at 25%. Yan siya. Okay. What else? As a summary, ito siya. For resident citizen, non-resident alien, engaged in trade or business, or non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business. So, interest income received from depository bank under expanded foreign currency deposit system or FCDS, no? FCDS ito, 15%, pero yung NRA, ETB, and NRA in ETB are exempt. Si resident citizen lang, no? Ang taxable at 15%. Pag interest income from long-term deposit, exempt na siya, pero si NRA and ETB, since, di ba, lahat ng income niya tax at 25% kasi all sources, no? Si NRA and ETB, yan, 25% yan lahat, no? So, long-term deposit, if pre-terminated siya, for 4 years to 5 years, 5%, 3 years to 4 years, 12%, and less than 3 years, 20%. So, the more na yung maturity is taas, no? Lesser yung tax rate, yeah, for final, subject to final tax. Okay, no? So, ang daming rates that you need to familiarize, no? So, yan. Kasi, that's taxation, no? Ang daming rates na we need to memorize. Also, we have cash or property dividends, no? Actually, or constantly received from a domestic or from joint corporation. So yung na-receive natin dividends, no, for yung sa resident citizen, 10%, no, so sa non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, 20%, basta not engaged in trade or business, 25%. Yun siya. Share of an individual in the distributed net share of a partnership, no? So, share ng individual, no? So, pag may partnership, mag-distribute ng income, no? Other than a general professional partnership, of which he is a partner. No? So, meaning to say, ano ito, co-partnership. So, we'll discuss more of this when we go taxation on partnerships. But yung share ng individual, no, yung meaning yung partner, sa partnership profit, 10% if it's resident citizen or non-resident citizen, resident alien, 20% if non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, basta NRA and ETB, always 75%. Same thing then for a share of individual in the net income after tax of association or joint account or joint venture or consortium. 10% for RC, NRC, and RA, 20% for NRA, NETB, and 25% for non-resident alien non-engaged in trade or business. Yan siya. So, what are the other sources of income? So, again, i-repeat natin yung sources natin na discuss na. We have compensation income, business income, mixed income, passive income, no? Yung mga common na sources ng income. So, what others? No? What are the other income? So, first, we have capital gains. So, capital gains, no, is discussed in a separate lesson. So, ano lang, yung capital gains na discuss natin, no, we have capital gains from sale of shares not traded through local stock exchange, that is 15% on capital gains. Okay? Capital gains from sale of shares of stock not traded through local stock exchange. Mean to say, nag-share, nagbenta ka ng stock, pero di siya nasa public market, no? You need to say, hindi siya sa PSA, yung i-issue mo yung shares, no? Not traded through local stock exchange. I mean to say, local stock, LSE pala, LSE, no? Not traded through local stock exchange, hindi PSA. LSE, no? Local stock exchange. You need to say, from buyer to buyer. Kasi pag ipadaan mo sa LSE, sa LSE, mabibili yung share. Pag ibenta mo sa LSE, or through LSE, ibang tax rate na yun, subject to percentage tax. Pero pag trade lang through local, not trade through local stock exchange, no? That's 15% on capital gains. Then yung capital gains from sale of real property, no? Capital gains from sale of real property, no? That's tax at 6% on the fair market value or general value, whichever is higher. No? So, yung magbenta tayo ng property, no? Real property, so yung tax natin dyan is 6%, no? On the fair value or zonal value, whichever is higher. Okay. Ito, sort of said kanina, no? If shares of stock is not traded to local stock exchange, 15%, basta through local stock exchange, no, that's 6%, 0.06 of 1%, or 6/10 of 1%, or 0.006%. So 60% of 1% of the gross value in the money of shares of stock. Okay, so nakikita yung difference na basta not traded to local stock exchange, that is subject to final tax at 15%. Pero yung shares is listed, no? Yung tax, that's become a percentage tax, no? That's 60% of 1%, or 0.006. So real property, no, land and building only are subject to 6% of gross selling price, or market value whichever is higher, no? Pero if may sale ka to government or GOCCs, taxpayer may choose to either 6% or graduated rates. Ano pa ito? We have fringe benefits. So, yung fringe benefits, no, these are benefits furnished or granted by an employer in cash or in kind, in addition to basic salaries. No? So, to an individual employee exempt wrap and file. So, we'll have a separate topics for fringe benefit. No? So, these are benefits no, provided to the employee other than the mandatory benefits or the basic salary. So, we shall discuss it in the succeeding chapter of our lesson. Okay? So, the computation. So, yung computation, I'll discuss it no, in a separate video as well as yung mga example no, in determining no, the taxable income and tax due of an individual. So, para di mataas yung mga video. Okay, so this ends, no? So I'll just leave part 2 no, of our discussion for taxation on individuals. Thank you.